Here's your wrestling news for December 23rd, 2025. Your headlines for today include explosive Punk Gunther standoff on Raw. Is AJ Styles the wild card? Major AEW setback as former champion walks out of event. Bron Breakker crosses the line with CM Punk promo on Raw. Is CM Punk injured after Bron Breakker's brutal Raw attack? WWE facing complicated situation with Maxxine Dupri and Becky Lynch. WWE teases major tag team breakup on Raw, fans notice clues, and more. Gunther was on Raw, laughing as the crowd showered him with boos and chants. The ring general barely needed to speak. When he finally did, he delivered a single venomous line. "You shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at the man who tapped out like a little bitch." That comment brought out the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, setting up a brief face-to-face confrontation. Gunther, however, showed zero concern, laughing in Punk's face, continuing to mock John Cena, and once again delivering the iconic "You can't see me" taunt. The tension didn't stop there. Both AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio confronted Gunther on his way to the back, clearly furious over his comments about Cena and unwilling to let the disrespect slide. This segment was exactly what it needed to be for this crowd. In just 2 sentences, Gunther mocked Cena, the fans, and the locker room, proving once again that he doesn't need long promos to generate nuclear heat. A slow burn tease toward Gunther vs AJ Styles makes perfect sense and feels like the right next step. A Gunther vs CM Punk confrontation, however, shouldn't be the immediate goal, especially with Punk seemingly positioned to drop the championship to Bron Breakker rather than circle back to the ring general. Still, it remains an intriguing option down the line, and when the time is right, it would give Gunther the opportunity to reclaim a win that still looms large. How would you book Gunther vs AJ Styles? Who should go over, and why? Raw continued building toward the World Heavyweight Championship clash between Bron Breakker and CM Punk with another heated backstage promo. Breakker leaned fully into the personal side of the rivalry, boasting about his recent attack on Punk and once again dragging Punk's family into the conversation. He accused Punk of never truly caring about his wife or anyone else, painting the champion as selfish and self-serving. Breakker closed by questioning which version of CM Punk would show up on January 5th before mocking Punk's past claim that he was only here to make money. Earlier in the night, Austin Theory attempted to explain his actions to Paul Heyman, saying that he had seen the Vision and wanted to represent the Vision in the main event. Theory explained that wearing the mask was intentional, he wanted his actions to speak before his identity. Heyman offered no firm answer, later informing Reed and Breakker that Theory would need to prove himself before being accepted. Both reacted with clear skepticism. That test came in the main event as CM Punk and Rey Mysterio teamed up to face Reed and Theory. Before the match, Theory told Reed he would start things off, signaling his eagerness to prove himself. Inside the ring, Theory displayed a noticeably more aggressive side than fans are used to seeing. He backed up his words by saving Reed from a 619 and willingly taking the move himself moments later. Reed returned the favor soon after, reinforcing the uneasy alliance. The defining moment came when Theory pinned Mysterio to secure the win for the Vision, using Seth Rollins' curb stomp to do it. After the match, Punk attempted to retaliate, but Breakker cut him off with a spear, standing tall as Raw went off the air. The message was clear: Theory needed to prove his loyalty, and he did, but the execution came at a cost. With Punk and Breakker just 2 weeks away from their title match, the focus drifted once again toward a Vision-centered main event. While Theory's win mattered, his first on Raw in over a year, its long-term impact depends entirely on whether his character shift actually continues. For now, the momentum belongs to the Vision. The real question is whether Austin Theory truly belongs in it, and whether CM Punk and Bron Breakker can regain the intensity their rivalry demands heading into January 5th. Now, several dirt sheets are reporting that CM Punk may have suffered an injury during this segment. At this time, it's unclear what exactly caused it or what the nature of the injury might be. There's been no official confirmation from WWE, and details remain limited. The hope backstage and among fans is that this is only a minor issue and that it clears up in time for Punk's scheduled match on January 5th. Given the importance of that bout, any setback would be significant. We'll continue to monitor the situation and will provide updates as soon as information becomes available. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Rhea Ripley asked the injured Io Sky to remain backstage during her match, hoping to avoid further damage. Kairi Sane, on the other hand, was ringside alongside Asuka and became a constant presence throughout the bout. Sky eventually came out to confront Sane, but the Pirate Princess quickly turned the situation around by driving Sky's injured back into the apron. As Ripley checked on her partner, Asuka capitalized on the distraction and rolled Ripley up to score the victory. Ripley and Asuka worked a hard-hitting, physical match and made strong use of their limited time, even with the heavy interference. The finish, however, felt underwhelming as the distraction roll-up took away from what could have been a more decisive win for Asuka. That said, the result made sense. WWE has booked the Kabuki Warriors inconsistently in recent weeks, and this win gives Asuka much-needed momentum over a top star. Ripley and Sky remain well-positioned to challenge for the women's tag team titles at the Netflix anniversary show, and this outcome only adds tension heading into that matchup. Where do you see the partnership between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky heading from here? Is this alliance built to last, or is it only a temporary truce on the road to the tag team title match? And on the flip side, do you think Kairi Sane eventually turns on Asuka, or is that story being teased far too early? Sound off in the comments and let us know how you think this all plays out. Becky Lynch made her return tonight, marking her first appearance since War Games, and immediately made her intentions clear. She opened the segment by questioning Maxxine Dupri's legitimacy as Women's Intercontinental Champion, insisting Dupri had yet to earn the respect that comes with holding that title. Shortly after, Dupri made her way to the ring and didn't back down. Her promo was confident and effective, centering on one simple demand. She wanted Becky Lynch to look her in the eye and acknowledge her as the rightful champion. The moment that drew the biggest reaction came when Dupri fired back that Lynch looked like someone whose best years are behind her. That line crossed a line. Lynch responded with a punch, but the exchange didn't end in her favor. Dupri quickly locked in the ankle lock and forced Lynch to tap out, a result that further established the champion's edge. Dupri worked hard to position herself as an equal to Lynch, and while she's still developing both on the microphone and in the ring, moments like this in front of a live crowd are exactly how stars are made. Lynch put Dupri over in a major way once again, tapping out to her for the fourth time in their rivalry. While the segment itself wasn't flawless, the crowd stayed firmly behind Dupri throughout. With the Netflix anniversary rematch confirmed, WWE finds itself in a tough spot. Lynch can't afford another defeat without losing momentum, while Dupri losing so soon would stall her rise as a legitimate title holder. How do you think WWE should book this feud from here? Should Maxxine Dupri score another decisive win to cement her reign, or does Becky Lynch need a comeback victory to protect her legacy, and why? The Usos delivered a passionate promo to hype up their tag title match next week against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, but it also raised a bigger question. With WWE already teasing a potential singles feud between AJ Styles and Gunther, could this match quietly signal the beginning of the end for the Styles-Dragon Lee partnership? Do you think Styles and Lee drop the title to the Usos, or does their team survive a little longer? And if AJ moves into a singles program, what should be next for Dragon Lee? Sound off in the comments below. Monday Night Raw opened with the familiar arrival shots, but one name immediately stood out: NXT's Javon Evans. Michael Cole added fuel to the moment by referring to Evans as a soon-to-be free agent, instantly sparking speculation about his future. Shortly after, Adam Pearce spoke with Evans backstage and confirmed that conversations about his next step are coming. All signs point to WWE actively preparing for Evans' call-up. WWE made a clear effort to present him strongly. The camera work, pacing, and overall presentation framed Evans as a rising star, and he followed through with a decisive win over Rayo Americano. While the match served its purpose, it wasn't the strongest showcase of what Evans can do. Rayo was given more offense than expected and about designed to highlight the young OG's momentum. Long-term, Evans and Leon Slater appear positioned as a potential package, and this match further sets the stage for continued issues with the Americano faction. Elsewhere, El Grande Americano's status remains uncertain. Over the weekend at AAA, he shook hands with Rey Mysterio after Dominic Mysterio abandoned him, hinting at a possible face turn. That development wasn't reflected on Raw, which is understandable given the show was pre-recorded. Whether WWE chooses to acknowledge that shift or keep it exclusive to AAA remains to be seen. With Evans gaining momentum, the big question now is simple: should his future be on Raw or SmackDown? Let us know what you think. Backstage, Adam Pearce confirmed that Stephanie Vaquer will defend the Women's World Championship next week in a triple threat match against Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez. With that stipulation in place, Vaquer doesn't even need to be pinned to lose the title, a key detail that immediately raises the stakes. What stood out even more, however, was a subtle but eerie moment during the segment. As Pierce spoke with Breakker, a figure resembling Eric Rowan's appeared briefly in the background. Whether this was an intentional tease or simply a coincidental camera catch is unclear, but given WWE's recent attention to visual storytelling, it's hard to believe it was accidental. One of Stephanie's opponents, Nikki Bella, made her way to the ring, climbing onto the announce table and mocking the crowd while demanding respect. Nikki also mocked the fans by taking down their love of the Detroit Lions, including a mention of the Philadelphia Eagles, which may have been a small hint of her rumored relationship with Eagles cornerback Cooper DeJean. While Bella generated heat through her crowd insults, the promo itself felt fairly surface level. No one interrupted her, and she didn't lean deeply into personal issues with either opponent. Unfortunately, though, that has been the ongoing problem with this feud. It lacks a strong emotional hook. The story of a veteran feeling disrespected by the new generation is familiar, and right now, it feels far less compelling than similar narratives being told elsewhere on the show. With the title match looming and strange background teases adding mystery, the pieces are in place, but the question remains whether WWE will fully commit to making this rivalry feel personal before the bell rings. Bayley picked up a massive win tonight, defeating Roxanne Perez, an outcome that caught a lot of people off guard. But the real talking point coming out of the match wasn't the result, it was the growing tension within the Judgment Day. Roxanne appeared to have the match won, only for things to unravel when Raquel Rodriguez distracted the referee at the worst possible moment. That interference completely backfired, opening the door for Bayley to capitalize. The frustration was written all over Judgment Day's corner. Liv Morgan was visibly upset, even pulling Raquel down from the apron as tempers flared. It felt like less a mistake and more like a warning sign, a clear breakdown in communication and possibly trust within the group. With Raquel set to compete in a major triple threat match next week, you have to wonder if that lapse is going to come back around. Karma has a funny way of showing up in WWE, and Judgment Day cracks tend to widen fast once they start. Where do you see this heading? Is Judgment Day on the verge of another internal fracture, or is this just a temporary misstep? Sound off in the comments below. That wraps up Raw for this week. How do you feel about the show overall, and which segment stole the night for you? Let us know in the comments. We're ending our 9 a.m. video with some major news now, as despite renewed rumors linking him to a WWE return, Chris Jericho is not expected to be a part of an AEW World's End, and all signs point to that decision already being locked in. AEW's final pay-per-view of 2025 takes place on December 27th at 7 p.m. However, Jericho announced that same night he'll be reviving The Winnipeggers, his long-dormant YouTube series, for a broadcast scheduled at 9 p.m. Eastern, squarely during the pay-per-view. Jericho wrote, "We're putting the band back together. Come join us on December 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern for the possible triumphant return of the Winnipeggers. We have no script, no ideas, and no clue what we're gonna do, so it's pretty much par for the course, only on my YouTube channel." While it hasn't been officially confirmed whether the Winnipeggers will stream live or be pre-recorded, the timing strongly suggests Jericho will not be appearing at World's End in any capacity. AEW sources have not listed him for creative involvement, and Jericho's been absent from AEW television since dropping the ROH World Championship to Bandito at AEW Dynasty in April. With speculation continuing about a possible WWE return in 2026, Jericho's absence from AEW's year-end event only adds fuel to the conversation. For now, though, his focus appears to be away from the AEW spotlight. Do you think Jericho skipping World's End signals something bigger, or is this simply a veteran stepping back? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't miss our next video coming at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with all the latest wrestling updates. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.